In this tutorial, we will be talking about using suffixes in naming organic compounds, and we will be talking about functional groups. So most organic compounds are made up of a hydrocarbon chain which has one or more reactive groups attached to it. So these reactive groups are called functional groups. So in most of the cases, we will have a hydrocarbon chain in which one functional group or more will be attached to it. So we need to name these functional groups. Actually, the functional group reacts in the same way whatever the length of the hydrocarbon chain. So for example, if we learn the reaction of one alkene, such as ethene for example, we can apply this knowledge to any other alkene. So now we will be examining the main functional groups. As we know, we have alkanes where all the bonds are single, and thus we will add to the root the suffix ane, ane. On the other hand, we have seen before the alkene group, so when we have one double bond at least, we will add the suffix ene. When we have an alkyne, so we have a triple bond, we will add the suffix yne. This is a benzene ring, so we have 6 carbon atoms and we have 3 double bonds. And this is a benzene ring whose name is phenyl. We have also the amine group and we have alcohol. So in an alcohol, the functional group is the OH group. And to name a hydrocarbon with this group, we will add OL. So for example, we have ethanol and methanol. We have also ethers and we have alkyl halides. Alkyl halides, which are sometimes called halogen alkanes. So we will have one of the halogens, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, or iodine attached to a hydrocarbon chain. Actually, in this case, we will use a prefix and not a suffix. For example, we may have chloromethane, fluoroethane, and so on. So we will add a prefix which indicates the name of the halogen at the beginning of the root. Of course, we will be examining some examples later. We have the thionyl group, we have aldehydes, so we have a carbon over here which has a double bond with an oxygen atom, and we have an H group, so this is an aldehyde. To name aldehydes, we will add the suffix al to the end of the name. So for example, we have ethanol. Ketones are similar to aldehydes. However, we don't have a hydrogen here. We will have a carbon atom or more than one atom. So it may be a chain also. So to name ketones, we will add one to the end of the root. And for example, we have propanone. And finally, we have carboxylic acid. So we have a carbon which has a double bond to one oxygen atom and it is bonded to an OH group as well. So to name carboxylic acids, we will add OIC acid to the end of the name. For example, we have ethanoic acid. So these are the main functional groups. However, we will be using mostly alkanes, alkenes, halogen alkanes or alkyl halides, alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, and carboxylic acids. Let's take some examples to be familiar with naming functional groups. For example, we have this compound. So let's start with finding the longest carbon chain, the longest hydrocarbon chain. So this is a carbon atom. So we have 2 carbon atoms only. So the root will be ETH. And because all the bonds are single, so each carbon atom of these has 4 bonds, which means that this bond is a single bond. So we will add ane. So this is an alkane. It is ethane. As you can see, we have a chlorine atom attached to this carbon atom. So this is a halogen alkane. To name halogen alkanes, we will add a prefix, which is the chloro in this case, to the root name. So it is chloroethane. Here is another example. So let's find how many carbon atoms we have. We have 1, 2, and 3 carbon atoms. So the root will be prop. So this is a continuous chain. And because we have three carbon atoms, we will add prop as a root. Let's check if we have any double or triple bonds. So as we can see, this is a double bond. So we will add the suffix ene. So this is propene. So we have three carbon atoms and there is one double bond between two carbon atoms of these. If we take this example, we have one carbon atom only, so the root will be meth. However, notice here that we have an OH group, so this is an alcohol. Remember that if we want to name an alcohol, we will write the name of the alkane corresponding to this alcohol, which means the alkane which has the same number of carbon atoms. So in this case, because we have only one carbon atom, it will be methane. We will remove the E from the end of the name and we will add OL. So this is methanol. So this is the functional group and the family of this organic compound is alcohols. The family of this one is alkenes and the family of this compound is halogen alkanes or alkyl halides.